Hello y'all, this is AdventureQuest Worlds, which is a video game that is perhaps best known as a browser-based MMORPG that was released in 2008. As of recording, it runs on the Adobe Flash engine. In this video, we're going to play through the tutorial for this game. So to start things off, I'm not really doing this the conventional way, but we're going to get to the tutorial area by first clicking on the in-game map, then we go to story, then we click on prologue. And once we're in the area section, we're going to click on Oaklore. We are here. Let's talk to Ash. He tells us how to attack and how to get to new areas. After that, we're going to click on a chest that wants us to confirm our email address. Once you do that, you will be given 200 coins of this game's premium currency. Let's kill this undead infantry in front of us by double-clicking on them. They have low HP, so they get one shot. We get to the next part of the tutorial by following the yellow arrows. Lord Brenton here tells us how to talk to NPCs, and that is done by clicking on the bubbles above their head. Next up is a drawbridge, where we click on a chest that says something about getting a reward by reaching level 10 within 24 hours. Let's talk to Rolith, who is the quest trainer, and he wants us to slay a bone berserker. The bone berserker awaits. Let's give him a good slash of the sword. He has 5 HP, so just after one hit he falls over, and thus quest complete. Back to Rolith, we hand in the items required, and as a result we get a sword and a mace. Here is the sword, the venom head, and the mace, the bonehead bludgeon, the latter of which is a members only item. We go inside a castle and meet Artix the paladin. He tells us to go to the combat practice area. In the combat practice place, we talk to Stryche, who tells us all about stats, and he also has a quest named Battle for Stryche. And it says we need to defeat 5 monsters in the training room. We're going to fight some undead paladins and the intimidating sounding giant slayer. They are somewhat stronger than what we have run into before, but they are going to go down either way given enough time, and we're going to focus on the giant slayer first. And once it's taken out, that will be 1 training monster slain. Next is a undead paladin, and after we defeat this paladin in front of us now, that will be 3. And it won't be long before we get the other 2 monsters killed. We return to Stryche. He tells us to give something to someone named Alina, and besides that, for completing the quest, we got some gear. I equipped the stuff he handed to us. I think it's called the Gringard Knight set. I'd say it looks alright. Moving forward to the right of the area where Artix is, we come across Tresiana, the shop trainer, and she sells 1 item, and that is the Brutal Battle Blade. In the next room/area is Cicero, the enhancement trainer. Enhancements in this game essentially are ways to raise the stats of an item. You are able to enhance weapons, armor, helms, and capes. We have found Alina. I think she's going to tell us about consumable items, and she also sells potions. Another thing she tells us about is healing, and that is done by using potions or resting, and you do that by hitting the heart icon in the bottom right corner of your screen. One thing that I noticed is that if you try to go up to these 2 doors next to the healing trainer, the one on the left will say something is scratching on it, and the one on the right says something is banging on it. The next NPC to talk to is Siri, who tells us about interactions. Sadly, I have already broken the wall she mentions in her dialogue. Outside the castle, we're going to speak to a knight in training who says something about catapults exploding, and we get the option to watch a cutscene. Sure, why not? And the cutscene has started. We see a knight, well, 2 knights. One is sitting in a catapult, and they say something about inventing the fastest form of travel, and I'm sure this is not going to backfire at all. Let's see what happens. The knight has covered their ears, and oh, there's a giant explosion. Yeah, I'm sure that did not go as expected. That's very unfortunate for that particular night. In the next area, to the right, we meet the evil Zorbek, who gives us the task of helping with a prank. It involves an outhouse, so I think I know where this is going to be going. Heading over to the outdoor bathroom, that will activate a cutscene, so we're going to watch it. We are going to meet a Surprise, a very punny name, who says they're in a prank war of sorts with a circus. Circus is in the latrine, and the game is going to give us a choice. He's going to make a joke first. He's going to say something about crossing off the number 2 on the list. So yeah, given the situation. Do we want to do this or no? That is going to be the big question, because the game gives us a choice. Of course we do. I really do. And so we're going to give it a push. That's not going to do anything. Let's push it again. And that doesn't do anything too. So let's push it one more time in all caps. And we're going to run him, and bam! We tipped over the small structure, and down a hill it's going. That is bad for a circus. Truly a horrible fate to befall anyone. We're done doing stuff outside, so back into the castle we go to continue onward in our mission to meet all the trainers. The 2 important people to talk to in this little courtyard are Faith, the chat trainer, and Circa, the emote trainer. Using a secret door, we have entered into a members-only area, and we passed by some undead and have ran into yet another NPC. We speak to Zappy, the excitable Moglin, who has a quest for us that involves fighting something called the Endless Maw because it stole Zappy's legendary pet orb. Inside the Maw's treasure-filled cave, we're going to fight it, and I have noticed that it does not seem to have any eyes. Okay then, all it should take for us to win is a few whacks, and that will kill the monster, and at the same time, it will also complete the quest. We return to Zappy with their orb, and they give us a pet called the Minotaur. Let's take a look at it, and let's go down. It looks cool, I guess, but it is a members-only item. Returning to the inside of Oaklore Castle, let's go to the right and get into yet another cutscene. Rolith and Surprise are outside facing down skeletons. Meanwhile, an undead general is calling for his minions to fight on for their leader. To make the matter worse, a silhouette of a dragon is seen over the place we're in. People are shocked by that, unsurprisingly. At the same time, some knights are talking. One says the numbers are even, and their peer named Sir Jin wants to keep the enemy away from the wounded. Our player character is going to jump into the fray and do some slashing. Next, we will talk to a person named Galanoth, who says we are winning, but we must now somehow pass the, quote, final exam. Do you want to know what the final exam is? We gotta fight a dragon. I'm not gonna lie to you. We gotta fight a dragon in the tutorial. If we click on Galanoth the Dragon Slayer, he tells us before we can do adventure stuff, we must beat the beast right in front of us. The dragon has 1k HP, but that shouldn't be an issue for us, because since I'm not exactly doing this for the very first time, this is actually going to be pretty one-sided. Unfortunately, although after we defeat the Dread Dragon, a cutscene is going to be activated, and we're going to annihilate our enemy in epic fashion. We're going to jump up on top of it, even though right now our character is screaming. There we go, to leap and slash. The dragon is dead, and we're going to get a compliment from Galanoth, who tells us we could be a member of the Order of Dragon Slayers. After that, we're going to get more information on who is leading the undead army, and that is Sepulchre. No, I think it's Sepulchre. Yeah, I think that's it. Who, after invading this location we're in, he has gone on to his next target with his flying skeleton dragon. It has a castle on top of it, I think. And he's gone to attack Swordhaven, the home of the good king. We're told to visit the town of Babylon for supplies, maybe, and that we must go handle this new invasion. We're leaving the keep, and outside there were just more skeletons. But we are starting to see things like wolves moving on. I saw a knight with a chicken in hand chasing a undead fellow, and I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that. Someone named Athera says we're getting closer to the town of Babylon, and in the next area there are going to be two people to talk to. The first one's going to be Sora Tahoshi, who tells us we have a lot of places to explore now that we have left Oaklore, and she has a couple shops. Next to her is Warlick, who teaches us how to play cutscenes. Browsing through Sora's free shop, we can see that she has a weapon for all four of these starting classes, and in her other shop she has the exquisite looking bright new hero blade. We're going to play the defeating the undead army cutscene, and in it Warlick is going to say that we are the person that they have been waiting for, and that we are the, quote, hero who will save our world. Then it's going to cut to Sepulchre and Altian, the good king, and what I think is Swordhaven, and it's evident a siege is going on there. We are told to go aid Altian in the city's defense. Warlick is then going to say we have a long journey ahead of us, but he knows that we will be victorious. He is going to give us the Book of Lore to guide us on our journey, and it will serve as a map to help navigate the world. And with that, the video is going to come to an end here. If you enjoyed the game, check it out in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Have an awesome day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.